It's July 14th. This is Dave Schroeder. I woke up this morning to an email from someone who brought up something that I want to deal with in a video. I am not now, nor was I ever the chosen one. When I was a kid, I talk about being raised to believe that I was going to be the Antichrist, but let me be clear. I myself, David Schroeder, was never meant to be the Antichrist. I was taught that I was going to be invaded by a spirit, a force, and that I was nothing more than a flesh puppet. I would end up having to do exactly what it wanted me to do. That's why I went through the training. The training wasn't for me, it was so that whatever invaded me had the ability to do what it wanted to do because my body had been trained into doing so. I was nothing more than a flesh puppet, which is the reason why I spent years scouring over the Bible and all kinds of spiritual texts because I wanted to know, I was looking for an answer. I wanted to know if you were supposed to be the Antichrist, how did you get out of being the Antichrist? And funny enough, there's nothing written about the whole situation. There's nothing. There are people out there who discredit my shamanic practice. But the key belief, the core belief for shamanism is that God is within us and all around us. And all shamanism is a tool to go inside to be able to hear what God has to say. It's not something that I'm the only one who can do it. Everyone can do it if you know how. And it's more like an active prayer, I think, is the best way to put it. You know, and so I went inside of myself and begged God to get me out of this situation. Well, after years of my practice, I was reminded and told, no matter how they tried to convince me, that I still had free will. I still was able to make a choice. And that's basically what freed me, was that despite all of their training, despite all of their telling me I had no choice, I still had free will. I still had the ability. I am not the chosen one or the one. It's never mattered to me to be the one. You know, that's all focused on ego. All I care about is that I have a place in this. I'm able to help heaven and God every way that I possibly can. There are many of you out there who are hearing the call. What the question is if you'll answer the call. You know, as far as God goes, we're all the one. You know, God talks to all of us, usually through visions and dreams, which is all shamanism is. You go and listen to the beating of a drum, and it tricks your brain into thinking that you're asleep so you can have a waking dream, and you're able to see what God is trying to tell you. And that's all it is. It isn't the devil, you know. And I find it much more conducive to helping than going and seeing people suffer and then doing a 30-second prayer for them so that I can feel better about myself. Because that's basically what prayer is for most people. Oh, well, I'll say a prayer for you. So they say a 30-second prayer for you, and then they feel all self-righteous and good for themselves, and the people are still suffering and starving. And so it's just a little bit more active than what most people deal with. But I just wanted to make it clear. I am not the one. I am not the chosen one. The only reason why I'm involved with this is because the thing that was inside my dad was supposed to go inside of me, which it did. I write about it in Rabbit Hole. But it was just a matter of lineage as far as I went. It wasn't that I myself was chosen or I myself was special. It just happened to be that I was the unlucky one. And so there's no I'm chosen. That's their ego bullshit, you know? And I Eat Babies, who has been emailing me, is no more than Doug Mesner, who's also Lucian Greaves, who's also John Kilrush. I've laughed at him over and over and over because he thinks he's Legion. He is many because he can be all these fake personas on email. But he's still the pathetic individual that he always is, struggling to be something more than what he really is. And there's no one who knows what a piece of shit he is better than himself. So, but I am not the one. I don't need to be the one. I just am glad that I have a place in this, that I'm able to help God. And again, there are many of you who are hearing the call. Whether or not you answer it is totally up to you. And there'll be consequences if you don't. So God uses all of us. And they want to push. This person who asked me if I was the one said, oh, Kathy O'Brien said that she was the one too. I don't trust Kathy O'Brien. If there are survivors or survivor advocates out there who are all over the news and all over and well known and are able to travel all over and tell everybody, they're not real. And the reason why is because they don't let real survivors do shit. They trash you and do everything they can to hurt you and make you afraid, to shut you up. That's what they do. So if you see all of these people like Craig Sawyer and Kathy O'Brien running around being able to say and do whatever they want to say and do, chances are they're not real. Yeah, they do what their little controlled opposition always does. They tell a little bit of truth and mix it with a bunch of lies. And it's meant to discombobulate the issues. And so if they're traveling all over and being able to say whatever they want, wherever they want, and traveling all over the world, they're not real. So we are in interesting times, and we'll be judged accordingly for what we do. And all I care about is that I personally do the right thing. And that's all I care about. The rest of you are on your own. I can't save your soul. Nobody can save your soul. The only one who can save your soul is you, by doing the right thing. If you choose not to, you'll be held accountable, just like everyone else. So, and it doesn't make any difference what anybody else does. It's not a comparison thing. Judgment is personal, and it is based on our actions and our actions alone. So that's my video.